this video, I'm gonna show you 4 different techniques when you're flying your drone that's gonna help you change up your shots so that you're not capturing the same B-roll footage over and over and over. All right, let's get into it.
So number 1 is the height. How high your drone will change how your drone's gonna look. So with most drones, you can now point your gimbal a little bit upwards, meaning that you have a lot of flexibility with how you can fly your drone. So you could be a little lower than your subject pointed up at it, you could be at eye level, you could be above eye level, you could be way higher than eye level and pointed down, and then ultimately you can be right above your subject or your scene looking straight down on it. So the height is gonna make a big difference in how the shot is gonna look. Now the second factor is your speed. So how fast is your drone going? On all DJI products, you're gonna have 3 modes. You're gonna have your cine mode, your normal mode, and your sport mode, which is like super fast. And with most of these shots that we're gonna talk about later in this video, you can shoot in cine, normal, or sport mode, and it's gonna change the shot. So a super slow shot is gonna feel cinematic, it's gonna feel more dramatic, it might make the scene feel more grand, whereas something super fast is gonna give a frantic feeling or that sense of energy within your footage. And then normal is gonna sit somewhere in between. So you might have a scene, and if you wanna ramp up the energy, you're gonna put it into sport mode and try to capture that shot with lots of movement. Whereas if you wanna make something feel just big and epic, you're gonna shoot at a slow speed. And then also between those 3 speeds, you can lightly feather your joysticks so that you're not putting full force up or down, and it's gonna change how fast your drone moves. So a lot of times I'll put it in the cine mode, the super slow mode, but I'm only pushing the joysticks about half the distance that they can go, and it makes the shot even slower. So you're gonna wanna work with your joysticks and really learn how to move them in a way where you can pull them slightly to one direction and not having to go full force all the time. Now the third factor is distance. How far away from your subject or your scene are you? And that's gonna make a big impact. So if you're right on your subject, audience is gonna be focused in on that one thing. Whereas if you're really far away and your subject's tiny, then the focus is the scene in front of them. It's the mountains in the distance or the ocean, how big and grand it is. So you're gonna use your distance from subjects or from whatever it is that you're shooting and play around with that. You might be super close and you might be super far away or somewhere in the middle. And then the fourth factor is your gimbal rotation. You don't always have to fly with your gimbal pointed straight out because you also want your gimbal pointed down, pointed up, pointed straight down on the ground below you. That's a big factor in changing up your shot. By just adjusting the gimbal slightly and then moving the drone up or down or further away from your subject, it changes how the shot feels and creates a completely different move. So those are the 4 factors that you wanna think about in the back of your head when you're out filming. And even if you're going out and only trying to do 5 different shots, you use those 4 different factors and you're gonna change those up and come up with 30, 40 shots because each one of those is gonna create a different style of movement.
Next, make sure you check out this video right here, which is a complete beginner's guide on how to use your drone to craft better videos. I'll see you on the next one.